struggling a bit over Hadrian's Wall, but I'm sure everyone's in the same position. One heck of a challenge this race, and I know there's still a long way to go yet, so we're moving forward, inching our way ever closer to Scotland. I've done 100-mile events where, you know, you're going to get blisters, you know that, but it's all over in like 24, 30 hours. You come and do this and you've got blisters and fatigue and sleep deprivation, and you've still got another 150 miles to go, and it's dealing with that sort of mental challenge, I think, is really tough. But, you know, that's what it's all about.
My 10th wedding anniversary today, so I'm away from my husband, which is a slightly unusual thing, so I'm missing him, but you know, he knew what he was letting himself in for. Slightly different thoughts today. The thing I've been thinking about while doing this, genuinely, is that it's an unsupported race, but I've never felt more supported. So it's like you get all the checkpoint staff, you get obviously the media team, you get kind of like medical team and all of that, which is one thing, but then also like, because people are dot watching, you get like messages from people. There's a sense of like actually feeling that there's lots of people who are also invested in it as well, which is something I hadn't quite expected. And also people who I have met and know have been messaging me as well, which is really cool too. One of my friends has been sending me lots of owl jokes. What do you call an angry owl? A scowl. I didn't say they were good owl jokes.
It's been alright, hasn't it? The night.
Has it?
Well, there's a few hairy bits, we won't talk about them. They're a bit tired. We had to have some emergency naps at the side of the trail. So yeah, it's been an interesting one anyways. We're glad to get this done. It feels like we're near the end of it now. We're sort of broken the back of it a little bit now. So we're just desperate to go home really and have a bath.
And last night, I knew I had an important job looking for acorns, but I just didn't know where I was, what I was doing or nothing.
He was the most tired person I've ever seen in my entire life. Just stumbling about everywhere, just nothing in his face, his eyes had gone. This is Gregor / George / Jimmy. He's Polish, but I actually think he's from space. He's mental. And we've been with him for the last 2 days, and it's been a blast. He's not even in the race, he's just following us.
Unbeliever, a spine race is a great equalizer. Doesn't really matter what you did, what you succeeded before. Spine, pull your body to the darkness.
Yeah, I agree
and
with
test
that.
your very core. But you have to know, in the darkest moment of mission, you have to be very best. You have to be composed. I'm coming here for a meet the fantastic people and the fantastic experience. Here it is, here I am. Fantastic people and the fantastic experience. Simply as that.
Oh, well. I've got change, mate. I'll pick something up, isn't it? Well, like I was saying the other day, Gordon, wasn't it that I think now people are too comfortable in their lives. It's easy to just sit in a heated seat and you can just nip to Greg's and anything you want you can just get just like that. If you're doing something like this, you're totally self-reliant, you're out in the middle of nowhere and you have to basically, you know, do it the old-fashioned way, and I think a lot of people still want that. I think it's important that you have that sort of, you know, that sort of relationship with being outside again and not just being able to get what you want. And
there's more to be like, you know, life than mobiles, computers and just sat at home doing nothing.
yeah,
We live in a beautiful place, go out and explore.
Struggling a little bit, but enjoying the beautiful day. More than 4 days in, I guess this is a problem. Sleep deprivation, the feet, you know. It's hard to explain. It's something very, very special. What do you get here? I can't compare this with any event or so.
aren't quite as good as I wanted them to be, but I've had real bad nausea and vomiting problems. First 2.5 days were really tough. Yeah, it was bad actually. It was bad. I've really had not much sleep.
Ready for that Alston lasagna?
Hopefully get to the finish.
Yeah, we're having a good time, aren't we?
Yeah, it's been
We're
great.
enjoying ourselves, yeah, really good.
Mine was from like when I was in the army, so I'd served in Afghanistan, I got injured, I also suffered from PTSD and all. So what I did is I thought I need to put some challenges down, just try and focus on something else rather than sort of walling me on self-pity. So that's where I started with sort of ultramarathons and mountaineers and things like that. But it's this one that just keeps pulling me back time and time again, because it's like, for me it's like the ultimate test. There's never one year the same, and that's whether that's summer or winter.
This is your 6th time into this, full?
Yeah.
This will be a 6th, if you complete this will be a 6th full spine, won't it?
Yeah, well,
yeah, so you're no stranger to it, are you?
And the old kneecaps are they're telling me it's got to stop now.
Yeah. But no, he's just here for support. I think if it wasn't fact that I was doing it, if I wasn't doing it, he wouldn't be doing it. But he's just here for support for me, you know.
He doesn't need it, he's doing really well. He's a bit of a pain in the ass because he shoots off and I've got to get my fat ass in here and jets after him and get weak.
Struggling. Yeah, it's been hard today. The heat, sleep, trying to conserve the water as well. Don't really fancy any food either, so it's a bit of a battle. You know, I'll do it and I'll get to the end. It's just has everything. It's sleep, isn't it? I think it's the sleep deprivation. Just been grabbing half hour, an hour here and there. Yesterday, coming up onto hike up Nib. It was just so hot. I'm conscious of cut off the belly as well. Yeah, I'll be alright, I'll get there. I did winter. I think this is harder than winter. I do think this is harder now. It's the heat. In the winter you wrap up, you got the gear on and you just get on with it. Here it's raining, so you've got wet weather and it's sunny.
You've got to mentally prepare yourself for it because it's such an adventure. So if you get your mind around that and not overlook the picture too much, but know what you're taking on, and you have to have a reason for it to cover the miles. Really keeps you going. Trying to raise awareness of arthritis condition I've got. Try and spread the word that exercise is key for it. Swimming, cycling, just keep moving as much as you can. Just making awareness for the people that have got it, that there is hope.
Total sleep so far, 5 hours in total. So far so good, touch wood, so keep battling and hopefully get to Bellingham, and then just, that's all I do, checkpoint to checkpoint.
We're moving 1 foot at a time. No, it's been interesting. The weather's been the biggest problem. The humidity, not the heat, the water, it's a slog it out, but ends nearly in sight.
We're getting there. Feet are trashed, to put it politely. Soles are burning. The finish line's in sight now, so it's got something to look forward to. See the family, just have that little goal in mind, and it's getting me through, even though these downs are absolutely very horrible. I'm trying to not swear. Every time a little negative thought comes in, I just have a quick gander. We are very lucky.
It's warm, isn't it? It's warmed up a bit through the forest and stuff. So we got under a tree at one point and we had a 25-minute nap.
Yeah, been going since 3 AM. Honeystead Farm, 2 miles up that we're pinning our hopes on, but this has come as a bonus.
For me, what's made this spine possible to get this far and all the way to the end is that just buddying up, just able to have someone to talk to has just made the mental health much easier. The ability to problem shared is a problem halved. When you're in a bad place, your pal can sort of get you out of that, and then when he's struggling, you can get out. And yeah, problem shared has been a problem halved, hasn't it?
Passing the time by chatting away, aren't you? And you're not staring at that watch.
For me, if I'd not been in company with people and chatting away, I'd have DNF'd a long time ago.
You just dwell in, you're thinking about, oh, I've got blisters on my feet, I'm not going fast enough.
Good evening once again from Kirk Yetton, where I am, as always, at the finish line of the Montane Spine race. It seems an awfully long time now since we left Edale. It's attritional now. Everything is wearing these runners down. The heat, the sleeplessness, the blisters. Their joints will be aching, they will be hungry, and they are tired. Things don't get easier as this race goes on. Our podium places are all but established now. From this point onwards, just as in any spine race, things pivot into being a war of attrition and a race against time. From this point onwards, they are racing their own demons, they are racing their steadily breaking down bodies, and they are racing the cut-offs at each checkpoint along the route. Overnight, things changed at the front end of the Montane Summer Spine race. Peter Mortimer and Rory Bevan had held second and third positions in that race for a long, long time. They left Bellingham together and headed out into the Cheviots last night. To us, and presumably to them, it seemed for all the world like they would either cross the line together or perhaps make a sprint for it and take second and third respectively. I imagine they were more surprised than we were when Phil Harris suddenly caught up to them. He found a reserve. He found a bank of energy somewhere, and the surge he put in brought him level with them on the course. Now, Peter Mortimer was able to respond. He pulled away and, at first light this morning, touched the wall of the Border Hotel behind me, taking second place overall. Rory Bevan, however, wasn't able to pick up the pace, so Phil Harris takes third position in that race. Michael Hyde also managed to leap ahead of Rory Bevan and take fourth. Now, at this point, I want to offer my congratulations to Rory. Although he slipped back a couple of positions overnight, that was because he was carrying some niggling injuries that had dragged his pace down to a painful crawl. The determination and tenacity he showed in getting himself here earlier today was incredible. And of course, the big news of the day was Jenny Yeo also becoming a winner, the first female in the Montane Summer Spine race. Jenny arrived here to great applause, and Jenny had run her own race. The runners around her set off at a fast pace when they left Edale oh so long ago now. Jenny didn't feel comfortable with that. Jenny held her own pace, kept herself together, looked after herself, made good decisions and stayed strong. And as the niggling wear and tear that is inevitable in an event like this began to weigh on the other runners, Jenny found herself with open space behind her and reached the Border Hotel today as the well-deserved winner. Congratulations to Jenny. It's all the more impressive when you realise that this was the first time she had ever covered this distance. By the time we talk again tomorrow, our podiums will be complete. The second and third female athletes in the Montane Summer Spine race will have crossed the finish line behind me. From that point onwards, it's clock watching as well as dot watching. Keep an eye on those cut-off times and keep watching those dots. We'll see you tomorrow.